Let's talk about how I made $8,000 in 5 days wholesaling real estate, and you can too. It takes little to no money to get started, and it will be achieved by anybody that takes action and shows the slightest bit of consistency. Now I'll quickly explain what wholesaling is for those of you that don't know, and if you do know, you can go ahead and head to the timestamp and check out how exactly I made $8,000 in 5 days. If you've never heard of wholesaling, it is 10 times easier and faster than flipping a house. To actually be able to flip a house, first, you need to find a house that needs work. Then you need to find the money to buy the deal. Then you have to actually go ahead and renovate the deal. And then you list the deal back on market. And finally, you wait for a family to go ahead and qualify for financing to then buy your home. That process can take 4 to 6 months to actually flip a house. And that's if you're good and experienced. If you're brand new, you're looking at a timeline of 6 to 12 months to actually see a profit from your work. Now, instead of flipping a house, you can just wholesale it, which is far less risky and a lot faster cash. You start with the same exact process of finding the deal that needs work. Then, instead of finding the money to buy the deal yourself, you just need to find someone that has the money to buy the deal. Now, that person is gonna be a flipper in the area or an investor who fixes up houses and rents them out. Really, you just need to find someone that will pay more for the home than what you have it under contract for. Then you sell that contract that you have with the seller to the flipper that is looking to buy the deal. And by doing so, you would collect your wholesale fee or what's called an assignment fee. For example, say I get a property under contract for $100,000. I know when I fix it all up and sell it, it'll be worth $250,000. So I go ahead to my buddy Adam, who's a flipper, and ask him how much will he pay for this deal. He likes the deal, and he says that he'll pay me $120,000 for the deal because Adam knows that once he goes ahead and puts the work into it, he'll still make a healthy profit when he sells it for $250,000. Adam will then get that $120,000 to purchase the deal either from a bank, a private money lender, or a hard money lender. Now, on the day of closing, Adam will then pay the title company $120,000 for the deal, of which $100,000 of that $120,000 will go to the seller, and then $20,000 of the $120,000 will go to me for my assignment fee or what is called a wholesale fee. And that's how you wholesale. You make the quick $20,000 fee and your partner goes ahead, flips the house, and they make more money in the long run. Now, how I made $8,000, the deal breakdown. First, I had to find motivated sellers and I had to find a house that actually needed work. So what did I do? I went on Amazon, I bought 200 We Buy Houses signs that I went ahead and started hanging up on telephone poles every single night. At first, when I started, I went out hanging about 20 signs a night and just started waiting for those calls to start coming in. Now, once those calls do start coming in, you need to qualify the other person on the other line. Now, to do this, you find what's called the 4 pillars of motivation, and I actually add a 5th pillar. So you need to find the condition of the property, occupancy, if the homeowner lives there or if it's vacant or rented, the motivation, why are they selling, the timeline, how soon are they looking to sell, and the price. How much do they want for the home? You need to get the price from the seller and see how much they want to make sure they're not out of their mind asking you for too much and just wasting your time. So the first call that came to me actually came from one of the first signs I hung up, and I hung that sign up within an hour of starting working. I'm serious. This is how quick, if you get to work, you can actually start making things happen. It was a lady that had a home. She just had tenants move out and they stole the ACs. They had dogs in there that completely trashed the property. She had to pull the carpet out. On top of that, her father was managing the property. He was getting old. She already had it for 20 years. The list goes on. She was actually going to re-rent the property, but decided to call my sign when she saw it. So what did I do? I got through the 4 pillars of motivation with her. And when I got to the price, she was asking $70,000 for her home. Now, after I realized she wanted $70,000, I had to go and look up how much will this home be worth after it's all fixed up and can sell on the market. And I found out that once it's all fixed up, it can sell for $120,000 to $130,000. So that was a $50,000 to $60,000 spread. Now I offered her $45,000, and that is a lot lower than her $70,000 asking price. She countered back at me with $65,000 and told me that she will not go a penny less than $65K. Now I stuck firm on my $45,000 cash offer price, but I gave her another solution where I could go ahead and purchase the house for her $70,000. Without getting too much into the weeds, I wrote a contract for the original asking price of $70,000. And I was able to do so because she agreed to sell it to me on seller financing terms. And that basically means that I'm able to pay her house down over time. So instead of me giving her $45,000 cash today, she is able to make $70,000 from her home and take it in payments over time. The seller financing terms I structured is I would give her $7,000 down now on the day we buy it, and I will pay her $300 a month for 5 years on the home. She was not in the need of cash right now, and she would rather make more money in her investment in the long run. In the contract, I would give her the $7,000 down, pay her $300 a month for 5 years, and then at the end of the 5 years, I would go ahead and pay what is called a balloon payment and get her paid in full, so she receives her full $70,000 at the end of the 5-year term. Now, she was willing to do that because her son was going to be going off to college in 5 years, and she would be using that money to go ahead and pay for his tuition. So she wanted to make more money on the investment. Since the house could rent for $1,000 a month, and she was willing to accept $300 a month, this would be a great long-term rental for anybody that bought the property. Now, I put the deal together in a deal text and I sent it out to investor Facebook groups, and I was able to find an investor that was willing to pay me $8,000 on top of the $7,000 down to the seller to be able to buy the contract from me. So on the day of closing, the person that I assigned that contract to took $15,000 to the title company, of which the title company paid the seller their $7,000 down payment, and they gave me the assignment of $8,000, which I went and picked up in a check from the title company the same day. Now, the timeline of the deal went like this. On the 3rd of the month, I bought 200 bandit signs and I started hanging them up. I got a call from the seller in Waynesburg on the 13th, and that's when everything started. By the 15th, just from an hour of talking to her on the phone and a couple texts back and forth, I was able to get the contract signed. By the 17th, I had found the end buyer for the deal that was willing to give me an $8,000 wholesale fee on top of my $7,000. So I assigned him the contract on the 17th, and on the 18th, we went to the title company and opened up escrow, and my work was done. All I had to do was sit back, wait for the title to clear, and go up to the title company and collect my $8,000 fee whenever they close the deal. And that's seriously it. That is how easy it is to make $8,000 in 5 days if you start taking action. All you need to do is find a house that needs some work and find someone that wants to flip that house and make the money on it. And there are so many people out there. You just got to go ahead, put in the work, and find those people and take the action to make it happen. Believe in yourself, keep watching this channel, and I'm gonna teach you exactly how we can do this again and again. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe down below, and at 500 subs, I'm gonna pick one of you to help you buy your first property or help you wholesale your first deal. Whatever you choose, just make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, comment down below any questions you have. I'd be happy to answer every single one and help walk you guys through doing this on your own. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.